not going to believe this. The other day, somebody I hadn't seen in 3 years suddenly ran up to me, popped her head on my shoulder, and said, I've been following you on Facebook. I've been following you on LinkedIn. You're traveling the world. You're doing amazing things. You're speaking globally. And then she had the nerve to say, when are you going to retire? What? Well, I looked at her and said, a very profound statement. Why? Well, I know. Wasn't my best moment, but what can I say? I really had no explanation. Well, being a woman, I can't, my husband had to listen to me through lunch on most of the way home go, well, what's she talking about? I don't understand. What does she mean I gotta retire? Why would I retire when I'm doing what I love? I don't understand. I just don't understand. But then I was sitting in the living room and the idea came to me. Has that ever happened to you? You know what I mean? When you think, wow, I should have said that. That's so cool. So I said, all right, I'm going to do this. And what I found out I should have said is, I already retired. Okay? And she go, I don't understand. And what I would have said is, I retired from jobs that never suited me. The one I did for her, right? I retired from being in spaces that didn't hold my education, my vision, and my voice. I have retired from being somebody else's worker. I've retired from doing jobs that had nothing to do with my vision, with who I was going to become. Things that were under me. I retired from things I never should have done. What do I do now? I shouldn't retire from it. I'm finally in the place that I should be. I'm doing the things that I should do. Why would I want to retire when I'm living my dream, traveling the world, meeting amazing people, and sharing with them and growing? Why in the world would I want to retire? Well, she'll probably never hear that unless she listens to this video on YouTube. That'll be fun, huh? But what I really want to talk to you guys about today is about what I'm talking about. You see, each and every one of you has something amazing inside of you. Each and every one of you has a gift. I call it a superpower. Each and every one of you has a dream inside of you and a vision inside of you. But life has a way of making us not go after it. Of feeling like we're not worthy to go after it. Of feeling that there's something wrong with us if we want it. A lot of that starts with what I call a false horizon. A false horizon is actually an aeronautical term. And that's where the pilot's kind of eyeballing out the window of the plane and trying to fly it that way. I think a lot of pilots are doing that today, right? We have a lot of things just dropping out of the air, hitting things. But what they need to be doing is using the instruments, the true instruments. And the same way we need to use the truth in our life. Because you see, they can crash and burn, and we can crash and burn too. Or even worse, we never ever achieve our dreams. We never ever do what we were born to do. And that is just not okay. So where does all that come from? Well, a lot of it comes from when we were small. When we're young children, we just take all this stuff in, the good, the bad, the ugly, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, those bullies at school, some horrible teachers, but that's another podcast, another story I do. But understand, we take this stuff in, particularly as women. Oh yeah, we get told, you need to be quiet. You shouldn't be too bold. Be seen, don't be heard. Do what you're supposed to do. Run the household, have a baby, get married, reverse that order. And it doesn't always happen, but we get told that ambition is not okay for us. That doing the jobs that we were born and meant to do are not okay for us. But you men, you get it too. You get achieve, be strong. You need to be bold. You need to get a good job. You need to make money. You need to do all these things. Well, that's not the total message either. What if a woman is a strong woman and can run a major company? They're out there. What if a man has a spirit inside of himself and he's a musician making beautiful music, or a ballerina even? We have to stop putting gender roles on each other. But we are still living in 20, 30, 40 year old, those back there, almost to the 60s, where households where the man ruled, the little woman did everything. But the really sad part is, if you really look and talk to most women, and I do all over the place, in hospitals and doctors' offices, on planes and trains and automobiles, and they still are telling me that they do everything in the household. They raise the children, they do the cleaning, the groceries, but they're also working full-time jobs. I asked my husband one night when he came home, I said, "What do you do, honey?" And you know what he told me? He said, "I go to work, love my job." And then he said, "I come home, take a nap, watch some sports. Yeah, maybe I have to mow the grass or shovel snow." Ask any woman out there, what do you do in a day? And you'll be tired before she's done telling you. Everything plus that full-time job. And then she's awake at 2 in the morning wondering how she's going to get through the next day. But you see, these are the kind of messages that we've been given. And we've accepted it. We haven't gone against it. And what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a special gift inside of all of us. Whether you're male or you're female, there's something in your gut that is so important. And you need to use it. You need to develop it. Like I said, write that book you've been wanting to. Start that new business that's driving you. The world is waiting. And for the women that think that, oh, well, I don't know, I got to do what's right, we're caretakers, Guess what? If you're not developing your gift, if you're not using your gift, there is someone out there waiting for that very gift, needing that very gift. And if you're not doing it, if you're not giving it, they're missing out. So think of it that way. It's selfish to hold that gift inside of you. So I'm going to change this over just a little bit, because one of the gifts I have is teaching leadership skills. And so I'm going to help you find that leadership voice inside of yourself, because you have to learn how to speak powerfully and lead powerfully. And that's what I go to different places, universities and schools and other training grounds, businesses, and I help people, particularly women, to find that voice, but men too, because you see, sometimes we have all these brilliant ideas in head, but we're afraid to say it. In fact, we hesitate. If we hesitate, somebody else is going to say it. I like to think what Colin Powell said, Secretary of State of the United States. He said, make decisions off 40 to 70% of the information available. Under 40 is reckless. But if you're waiting for 80, 90, 100%, somebody already developed that product, said that statement, talked up in your meetings. And you sat there wondering, that's my idea. Why didn't I say it? So what I do is I teach physiology. Believe it or not, our body actually controls how we approach things. And so I want everybody to stand with me right now. And when you stand up, I want you to do some breathing with me. I'm going to teach you 2 things I do before I get up and speak, and it will work, particularly if you're walking into a situation where you're very nervous. It could be talking to your next door neighbor about how he's messing up your yard. It could be walking into a board meeting. It could be walking up on a stage. It doesn't matter. This will help you to speak before you're ready. So what I want you to do is to take in 4 breaths, hold 4 breaths, and then I want you to let them out, 6. And the reason probably a lot of you might have done this somewhere where you did the 4-4-4, but it's actually been proven that if you put a longer exhale, that actually brings you clarity. It actually fills your body with strength. So do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Relax 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you feel like coming out your fingertips? I do every single time. Every single time I do. So do it again. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Relax 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's going to slow down your mind because you're thinking about breathing. You're not going, oh, I should have said that. What if I say this? Blah, 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 blah. I do that all the time. But when I do this, it slows my brain down. It slows the cognitive. And I'm thinking about me breathing. I'm thinking about what's happening to my body. And that helps. But we got to have a stance. We need a stance. We need to walk into a room and people notice us. So what I want you to do is roll your shoulders back. See that nice posture? You're standing straight. Right? All right, now bring your chin up. You're going to be looking people in the eye. Worst case scenario, you got to look down on someone. But yes, you're going to be looking at people in the eye. And then I want you to plant your foot. Because no one's moving you. Particularly yourself. You're not going to stop yourself. So you're going to move forward. So roll your shoulders back, chin up, plant your foot. Put them together. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Relax, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll your shoulders back, chin up, and plant yourself. You're going to be amazed. You can use this in any situation where you're tense or something's happening. Well, I hope you enjoyed all that. We can cut now. The rest of it, I go into the slides, and you have those up. That's when I stopped and said, where are my slides?